often feel like I don't get nearly enough sewing done. Looking back over the year, I realized that I've sewn more than I thought I have. It's really good to go back and just look at all the things that you've made throughout the year so that you can give yourself some grace for those times when you slacked off and procrastinated. For me, I realized I made 29 items throughout 2023, and it just really doesn't feel like I made that many things. But I have to pat myself on the back because I believe it's much more than I did last year, and this year I hope it's even greater. So, to end the year for me, today we're going to review my 2023 makes. So, the first things I made were 3 pair of joggers, and this pattern is by Petite Stitchery and Company. In total, I've made 4 pairs of these pants, but in the month of January, I did 3 of them, 1 pair for me, and then a pair for each of my daughters. So for the first 3 pants, I did not use a drawstring or any kind of elastic. I just used fabric that was stretchy and went onto the body. Now the pattern does call for you to use drawstring, so I did it with the last pair of pants, and that's these right here, and they were absolutely great. They still fit great without the elastic or the drawstring, so however you want to do it, if you pick up this pattern, it's great. Then I made the Arlo dress, which is another pattern by Petite Stitchery. I love this dress because it has bishop sleeves, which I'd wanted to do for a long time, and it was my first time doing them, and I think they turned out great. It has a turtleneck, which is something that I'm in love with. I remember as a child, I didn't like them much, but I have grown to love them. I also made the oversized tee, again by Petite Stitchery. This was supposed to be a crop top hoodie, but I ran out of fabric and now it's just a tee. I need to go back in and do this collar, but I don't know when I'll get to that. Then there was the men's turtleneck. I started working on this turtleneck in March, and I talked about it in a few of my videos, never showed it because it wasn't finished. Finished it in July, and this is it. Next is the Aronica dress. This is a pattern named after Aronica B. Cole. She is here on YouTube and Instagram as Needle and the Bell. I think that's right. Needle and the Bell. And I absolutely love this dress. It's like one that I already have that my girls fight to wear all the time. And I did make this dress for my daughter. I also made a pencil skirt for St. Patrick's Day just to be a little festive and to use my green fabric and to make something green because I'm just really into the color green right now. Then there was another Arlo dress which I made for Easter. This one is the midi length, but of course on me it was long. It does have splits on both sides, and I absolutely love this dress and how it fitted. Then there was the Evie top, which was a tester pattern that I tested for Sew with Stephanie. She is also here on YouTube and Instagram. This pattern was fairly easy. The instructions were easy to follow. So if you're interested in this pattern, you can check out her YouTube and Instagram pages and you can pick up this pattern. Okay, then Simplicity S9295. This is the pattern that helped me get over my fear of buttons, and we all know how frightened I was of that. Have I done any more button projects? I did. Okay, so yes, I did do more button projects after this one, and man, it was a breeze, and I was kind of slapping myself for not doing it sooner. Then there's the women's fitted t-shirt, which I love, but I probably should have done this in a different fabric, one that was just a little less flowy and had a little more structure to it, because it is supposed to be fitted, and it did fit, but just not, it wasn't as stable as it should have been, if that makes sense. But nevertheless, I liked it, and this pattern is by Life So Savory. She is also here on YouTube and Instagram. Then I made a tote bag for my mom for Mother's Day in leopard print with some fabric that I found from Walmart. I believe it's upholstery fabric, but it was perfect for this bag pattern. This is a pattern that you can find at sweetredpoppy.com. It comes in 5 different sizes, and I believe I made the largest size. Then there's the cottonwood tee, tunic, and top. I made the crop top version of this shirt. It is a pattern that I tested for Canyon Moon Studio. You can find them on Instagram. They put out patterns pretty frequently and ask for testers. And I did like this top. It was pretty easy to put together. Their instructions were great. Then there's the one shoulder dress that I made for my daughter. This was her graduation dress. And this pattern came by way of the Sewed Academy. I forget which course number it is, but this was very easy to put together and fits very nicely. Then I started my menswear collection in the month of June and July. I finished that men's turtleneck, and then I went on to make a self-drafted tee. The first one was my mock-up, which turned out great. So I knew I had to make my husband a second one in a fabric that I knew he would love. So I chose this camo fabric here, and I made a pattern of one of his ready-to-wear t-shirts and then made these two t-shirts. From that pattern, I made a raw edge denim jacket, and I was so proud of this. I put in a separating zipper and everything just came together so nicely. This, I think, was one of my best makes. Then we had Simplicity S8613, which is a raglan sleeve t-shirt, and you can do this in all the same fabric, or you can mix and match it like I did here. I really love this, and I let my husband pick out the fabrics, and he did an amazing job. Then there was the Gosling button-up shirt, which is a So Soaked Def number 1005 pattern by Mimi G Style. I loved putting together this shirt. I never put together a men's shirt, nothing with a collar, nothing with a yoke, nothing with a button placket. Like, I mean, all the elements, the buttons, the buttonholes, the placket, the collar, everything turned out great. The sleeve tab and the button, just great. I was so proud of myself for this. Like, I was like, man, I did that. And it had a curved hem. I did that. Then there was Simplicity S8899, which is a bow tie pattern. And I know I've said it many times before, my husband absolutely loves bow ties, especially bow ties that are different and no one else has. So normally what I do is if I make myself something and I have enough fabric, I go ahead and make him a bow tie to match. And I started doing that because he say, oh, did you make me a bow tie to go with that? I'm like, I didn't know you wanted one. So that just gave me the initiative. Hey, just make a bow tie whenever you make something for him. And I want to move into making some coordinating outfits and garments for us, you know, because we kind of like to do that from time to time. And there was the paper bag pants. Now, I love this fabric. I thought I loved this pattern. The pattern there was nothing wrong with. I just didn't like the way the pants looked on me. Everyone else thought they were great. I don't know if it was the top that I was wearing with it or what, and I just don't think I found the right top to go with the pants. Then someone said maybe it's the waistline of the pants that I don't like, and that's what it is. I don't like the way it looks. I don't know. I don't know. I just have to revisit this and think about how I can kind of bring that paper bag waistband down a little bit or something. I don't know. But I like the fabric. I love the fabric. I like the way the pants fit. I just don't like the way it looks on me. Then there was the Midge Breton top, which is a pattern by Gertie, and it's a pattern that's exclusive to her Patreon members. I did love this top because of that pocket on the front and that sleeve tab with the button, and I felt like this gold button was just the perfect accent for this all white top. Then I made my husband a second bow tie to match my paper bag pants. He asked for something, he asked for a bigger bow tie, and I gave it to him. Then he made a joke about it being too much bow tie for a shirt. Which one do you want? Then there was McCall's M7315. Absolutely love this dress. It is a pattern for a woven fabric. It has an invisible zipper and a hook and eye. It was my first hook and eye, and I know it's not in there right, but it's in there, and it's something that I need to go back and perfect. Then there was the camo pencil skirt, which I actually made two of. I made one for me and one for my niece. They were having, I think it might have been like, Say No to Drug Week or the red ribbon week at school or something, and they could wear camo. And she called me up and asked me, very last minute, I think I only had like a day to do it, which it was no problem because a pencil skirt with some elastic was super, super easy. And it gave me the push to go ahead and make mine as well, because I bought the fabric to make me a skirt to make my husband a matching t-shirt. So it worked out great. Then there was bow tie number 3, which I made to match M7315, the dress I made, and that was for my husband. Then there was the upcycle project where I turned this batwing top into this vintage style pencil skirt. I remember watching Married with Children growing up, and this was very Peggy Bundy-ish. Then the last make of the year was Simplicity 1064. This is a Mrs. Tunic. I absolutely love the pattern. I bought the fabric because I absolutely loved it, and it was just the right amount of color to add to my wardrobe, a splash of every color. But I ended up not really liking the finished garment, and I probably won't wear it unless I can figure out how I can repurpose it. Those were my makes for 2023. We are coming up on the fiscal year of 2024 for my YouTube channel. Stay tuned. If you haven't already, please subscribe because I have more great things in store. I have some great things and ideas that I've been working on that I plan to put into place, and I do not want you to miss them. I want you to be here for the ride. So until next time, keep sewing.